This is KVUE News Midday.
Austin looking to the future and rolling out its new development plan. The message from the mayor for those who may not support it. Also just in, the man wanted for killing a stranger and posting the video on Facebook is dead. The latest details on where he was found just minutes ago in Pennsylvania.
Chihuahua, they helped me with my Chihuahua. I really like that.
Plus, what one airline is doing to help sick kids get the treatment they need. Good morning, everyone. I'm Terry Gruca. Thanks so much for watching us here at KVUE. We begin with breaking news out of Pennsylvania. State police there say Steve Stevens has been found dead. He was the man wanted for the shooting death of an elderly man captured on video and posted on Facebook. Police say there was a brief pursuit before Stevens shot and killed himself in Erie County this morning. 400 tips poured in as the nationwide manhunt ensued. We will, of course, keep you updated on the story as we learn more. Now let's talk a little weather. A little cloudy again out there today. Let's see what we're tracking this morning with Storm Team meteorologist Nathan Gogo. I think a lot of us are ready to see some sunshine, Nathan.
Yeah, it's been quite a few days where we've seen a lot of cloud cover out there. We have some more isolated showers to scattered showers expected for today, especially along I-35 and to the east. That's going to be the best chance, and that's been the best chance really for the past day or two. The most rain activity going to stay off towards Houston, where some places have already picked up nearly 10 inches of rain off towards the Galveston area, 10 to even anywhere from 8 to 10 inches just to the southwest of Galveston. So the bulk of the rainfall has fallen down there. Here's what it looks like downtown Austin. We do have a few rays of sunshine out there, but for the most part overcast skies. Temperatures in the lower 70s. They will be climbing into the upper 70s near 80 degrees by the end of this afternoon. So a few isolated showers for today, possibly even for tomorrow. Then we start to see more sunshine as we head towards the end of this week, and a lot more as we head towards the weekend. We'll have the full forecast coming up in a few minutes, Terry.
See you then. Thanks, Nathan. An Austin police officer in charge of running breathalyzers at the Travis County Jail has been fired after showing up to work intoxicated himself. Our Tony Plahetsky has learned the officer, who has not been identified at this time, was performing a self-test to maintain his certification to operate the machine. The officer told his sergeant the machine indicated he may be below the legal limit for intoxication. That sergeant has received a 60-day suspension for allegedly mishandling the situation. City officials are expected to release disciplinary memos later today about the incidents. Count on KVUE to keep you updated. An Austin police officer suspended for the next 2 weeks for a road rage incident back in October. According to a memo sent out Friday by Austin Interim Chief Brian Manley, Officer Christopher Williams admitted that while off duty, he followed another driver to his home in Round Rock after a traffic dispute. The driver then went inside and came back out with a shotgun, which led to an argument. The driver then drove to Williams' home, where the two continued to argue. Round Rock police were notified and issued criminal trespass warnings to both of them. Officer Williams is expected to return to work after April 30th. Austin city officials have unveiled the initial draft for a new zoning map that could change the rules on what is built in the city. This is part of the $5 million Code Next overhaul of the current land development code that Mayor Steve Adler says is more than 30 years old. Now, this is only the initial draft, so Mayor Adler is calling today Austin Everybody Chill Out Day. He wants families to keep calm and says the city has a year to make revisions to this plan.
There are very few things we're going to do in the city that can have a bigger impact on affordability, on the housing supply, on where we live and how we live, on making sure that we protect our neighborhoods than this Code Next process.
Mayor Adler says the city has asked planners for a path to achieve 135,000 new housing units over the next 10 years. We've got all the details, exactly what the plan looks like, right on our website, KVUE.com. There's an escalating war of words as tensions remain high between the United States and North Korea today. The country vowing to continue missile tests, saying they're prepared for war if the U.S. takes action. ABC's Megan Hughes reports the Trump administration is not backing down.
Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe telling Vice President Mike Pence this morning he's pleased to hear all options are on the table when it comes to North Korea.
The era of strategic patience is over.
Pence repeating his pledge to shift from the Obama-era strategy.
As you know, the United States knows peace comes through strength.
President Trump telling Fox News he would not rule out a preemptive military strike.
We'll see what happens. I hope there's going to be peace. But, you know, they've been talking with this gentleman for a long time.
As to whether a U.S. cyber attack helped foil North Korea's weekend missile launch, Trump wouldn't comment. But he did share his strategy to lean on China and that friendship with President Xi brokered at Mar-a-Lago.
China's trying to help us. I don't know if they're going to be able to or not. But would I want to start heavy trade or currency manipulation statements against somebody that's out there right now trying to stop what could be a very bad situation?
How big is the threat? While officials say Saturday's missile flew just 34 miles before spinning out of control, North Korea is developing a missile that could travel over 2,000 miles within range of Guam, and even longer range missiles. One of them could be capable of traveling over 7,000 miles, able to hit the U.S. mainland. As for North Korea's response to the tough talk of the Trump administration,
the DPRK is ready to react to any mode of war desired by the American.
North Korea is certainly not backing down. The country's vice foreign minister is now declaring there could be weekly missile tests. Megan Hughes, ABC News, Washington.
Austin police say they're getting more reports about crimes on social media. We asked Assistant Police Chief Joseph Chacon if a person is legally required to report a crime he or she sees on Facebook, and he said no. But that doesn't mean people aren't speaking up.
That if somebody sees something happen online, they are reporting it. Obviously, not every single person who sees it is calling in, but somebody will be usually so upset by what they're seeing that they are calling 911. They're trying their best to capture it on their phone or on their computer, whatever.
In the case of Carlos Santa Cruz, the man who was charged with tormenting an elderly woman at an Austin nursing home last month, that case came to APD's attention through one of his friends on Snapchat. An Austin man is in federal custody this midday, accused of plotting a mass shooting. Right now, Stephen Boley faces several weapons charges. He's accused of buying 3 firearms illegally. He couldn't buy them legally because he's a felon due to an old assault conviction. More than 1,000 rounds of ammunition were also found in his home. The FBI says Boley exhibited sovereign citizen extremism ideology, which means he believed himself to be independent of governmental law, and agents say he wanted to carry out a mass shooting. No specifics have been released, but he's being held without bond. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for him later this week. A Taylor teen is being charged with making a terroristic threat. 17-year-old DeMonte Fitzgerald is accused of threatening to blow up the Taylor Police Department. According to court documents, on April 12th, the police received 5 911 calls from a man making those threats. Fitzgerald later admitted to making the calls. He's being held in the Williamson County Jail. If convicted, he could face up to 10 years in prison. Changing attitudes toward marijuana, the growing group of people who surprisingly admit to using weed.